What's up, everyone? You loved the Linkfire video. You loved the Shadow Holy Team video. We're moving on through the elements here to our Link Earth video. I've done a couple videos, maybe just one, with Tezcatl before, just using him in Link Earth because I think he's super cool. But it's been a while since I made a full Link Earth team, so that's what we have. We have Beefgoj obviously in the front line because he's awesome. Missile Torment obviously in the front line because he's my Missile Torment. We're using Vixian, of course, because she's super strong. Tricranium, because he's super fun. And just a bunch of other Earth monsters. I was using Zerathul at the end because I just think he's cool and relatively new, and I still haven't really made a feature video on him. So I wanted to use him also with Sheena. And do I have Shiny Torrentide in here? I don't remember. But just using some Earth Mark monsters as well. And this was a fun team, have a couple good matches for you, so I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. The Tortogeist comes in, which instantly allows me to get the Link Bloodbite ready. I was also using the Darangias in this team, which makes me really wish I hatched the most recent one, which I didn't, and I was upset about it. It's okay, whatever. His Gaia Wolf is just kind of sitting there. Rune Dragon can Blood Crave Tezcatl, which is fine. I could have done a Consume, but Power Strike to put Doomgu on hold ground, and then I can kill him with the Sheena. Cyclophina here, I'm sure is going to do something crazy because she always does something crazy. Here I'm like actually trying to do math and be like, okay, 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 8 is 19. So if I kill one, it's 18, which isn't a square. It was an even. So there we go, even onslaught. That was like one of the only times where I've like actually done math and actually made the right play against Cyclophina. I feel like I always do the math wrong or like forget something, and then she just wrecks me. But here, it worked out okay. I used the D-Shell, thought about killing Bundum, but also was like, I don't know, I can do other things. He kills my Beefgoj, unfortunately. I kill off the Bronze Shell. I was using Shiny Torrentide, yeah. So he has to kill Sheena, or I'm going to lose, or he's going to lose to Cyclophina. Yep, he's got Oddbreaker. He's got Blood Crave charged on his Rune Dragon. I decide to Corner Snipe Cyclophina because I'm done with her shenanigans. I can do a Hellfire Mortar double here, but I think... No, okay, I did decide to do that. I could have done a double summon also to take some time because I have the Darangias ready. There, I like honestly didn't see that Rune Dragon was stealthed because I was like, oh, I'll just take out Penguinator now. But Loki and Earthquake might have been a better play. He puts Eonrax to hold ground, but luckily I have Link and Union from this Darangia Rose, so I could have slashed, but instead decide to repulse because I didn't want Moku to use Emoji Moha. Although there he did use, or I didn't want Moku to use Moji Moha Z. There he used regular Moji Moha, which worked because since I only repulsed instead of killing a monster, we had the same amount of monsters, but didn't matter because Apollonius was able to come in fast enough and sweep up with Final Bite. On to the next match against Like to Sit At. He's got a Poseidon frontline with Kuramasa. I switched up the order a little here to put our Bustodon in the front. Because, you know, I just figure people are running mythics, so it makes sense. I used Link Bloodbite to take Beefgoj off of hold ground. He just puts him back to hold ground and then can really do anything here with the double catapult. He does Tricranium and Arbustodon. I guess he knew he could... I don't know why he would put Kuramasa to hold ground. I feel like Arbustodon wasn't really a threat. But whatever, I've got some Consumes ready. And I also have Elm Accelerate. This is the first time I've used Emeraldon't since they added his Elm Accelerate. But now I've got a quad charged Tezcatl, and he just gives up. No biggie. Third match against Miguel Angel. This Virus Dragon Beta I would probably use it on Tricranium. Yep, so that he can kill without eating the Revenge. But also, why would you do that? Because you have Payback Killer in your front line? So I feel like it would have been better to go for Arbustodon or Tezcatl or something. Because why wouldn't you just Payback Killer Tricranium here? I don't know. But now I can do... I've got a... Was that triple or double? I think that was a double Consume. So I've got a double charge Tezcatl and a Tricranium going. I do the Link now, the Link summon minions, because I have time. And I was thinking about what to do here. I thought I might have done a dual throw on Tyragor and Hazuki, but I decided not to and just go for the Elm Accelerate, hoping I could get some Tezcatl shenanigans, but unfortunately didn't work out. Low-key, luckily for me, the Piercing Blow went around Missile Torment. so that I'm able to keep him on the field. I throw to Charybdia because I think what I wanted to do was do like a Despairing Strike into a Slash All to kill Charybdia, but luckily Hazuki's attack barely did anything, so it put me into range where I could do a Life Flip into a Desperate Chomp. And at this point, I thought about unwanted morphing Missile Torment, which I decided to do because he was out of play enough and I really needed some turns here. So because I had the seconds, I used Soul Mark on Tyragor and then Soul Missile Crabriel for whatever reason. I guess because he's a fire monster with, oh, I know why, because he's a fire monster with piercing. And what does Dreadmoth have to target right now? He goes for the Crimson Morph because I guess it's fire, but yeah, he doesn't have any critical moves. I decided to mark Revival, get myself a Dreadmoth, and now I can Soul Missile Hazuki. Tyragor could Fast Strike, which does kill Vixian. No biggie though. Geocosma double Fast Strike. I lose the Dreadmoth that I summoned. Excalibur Dragon can only Crescendo Stun Emeraldon't, which is fine by me because I can just use Earthquake to get him back into play. But instead I use Yin Yang Harmony to kill off his, who was that? Excalibur Dragon. This Cornered Snipe, I thought about trying to go around for Tyragor. I wanted to mark Pandora and kill her, but I was able to just go around the Protector. He summons a Box Chomp. I Slayer Bane because I don't really have anything else to do. Now I go for the Earthquake. And at this point, I feel like Slash All might kill, but instead I do the Void Slayer Bane because I don't want to eat the Pandora Revenge at all. I can't Soul Mark with Sheena. I'm kind of just like waiting for him to kill her off at this point because I can only do a non-marked Cornered Snipe or Despairing Wave. Oakthulu does a double Poison Siphon, so I lose Emeraldon't. And at this point, it's like my team versus Nautacruiser because he could get a bunch of call supplies in here. He kills my Eon Rax with his Bloodthirst, but lucky for me, Nautacruiser gets marked by Torrentide, so I only have to deal with 2 of his summoned Nautopods because I can Cornered Snipe and kill him off there. I don't really have anything to do with this Yin, which is fine. It's kind of a 3v2 at this point. He still has to eat the Death Revenges from my Darangias, and Nautopod is hitting into element disadvantage as a 5-star monster. So, like, this one's pretty much over. He could have, I don't know if he could have come back just because Nautopods are store monsters. And with all of my Rockoids at the back, like, he would have had to go through a bunch of enemies. So that does it for this battle. Moving on to the final one against whoever that was, LOG. I see a bonded line of Garden Fairies and Dragulus looking kind of scared, but we're going to go for it anyway. I'm able to instant payback killer into a Link Bloodbite, so I can kill any of his Garden Fairies. I go for, oh gosh, I forgot her name, Jasmine, because I didn't want to eat the Vigor Fast Breaker. I would be fine with a double Confident Strike. Violet I'm not super worried about because I know I can get a double kill here with Tricranium. It looks like it wasn't Jasmine that I killed. I forget which one it was, but you guys know. This Power Strike, unfortunately, is not going to be able to hit enough damage to kill Garden Fairy Clover, but it does take her off of Hardened Carapace range, which is, you know, something going for me. He does the Blossom there to make sure that Tezzacotl dies, because I could have done a Blessing Mortar here. Unfortunately for me, Garden Fairy Jasmine is bringing Clover up, so she was back to the defense buff, but I had the Swift Dual Throw turned on from Emeraldon't, so I was able to kill both of them. I go for the Elm Accelerate here because I know I'm going to lose somebody to Lyra. He, I guess lucky for him, unlucky for me, goes around Missile Torment and kills my Tricranium. Sunflower uses the Vigil Wallbreaker finally, so I lose Missile Torment there. I have the Poison Bomb from the Hellbud, so we get rid of him, but I have a Dugong and a Bronze Shell in the field. But he just gives up, I guess because he only had 3 monsters left, and I was going to be able to get rid of those 2 tokens with Vixian. But anyway, into this final battle, bit of a scary front line. XY with Ophidiator, Sukenshi, and Onyxia. XY doesn't really have a target, though. Sukenshi can't knock back, so he doesn't really have a target either. So I really just am scared of this Ophidiator, who has Union Slash, but I also don't have a target with my Baphagoge. He decides to Union Slash Tezzacotl, which leaves him open to my double-loaded Tricranium. I luckily kill the HP boosted Sukenshi, but don't do enough through Ophidiator's defense buff, of course. Infernocorn doesn't need to do the attack boost here, but he has the seconds for it. Decides to just kill himself off to Tricranium and kill my Emeraldon't. Not sure why he did that. Maybe I feel like it would have been better to kill Baphagoge or Arbustodon, I guess, but Whatever. He doesn't have Union anymore, but he kills off my Baphogoge with his Onyxia. He would probably, oh, he goes for the Slayer Break, but it isn't enough to kill Missile Torment, which is super lucky for me. So I've got a Desperate Chomp ready. But instead, I decide to Life Flip and then Overwatch because none of these people I particularly want to kill at the moment. They're not really any threats to me. Sure, XYZ could do times up, but I'm able to Soul Missile him now. Cybernane isn't going to really be able to get any kills. I guess now he could do the Dual Slayer Bane. Venom Dual Slayer Bane, I think is what he has in second form. No, it's just regular Dual Slayer Bane. No biggie. But I have a Desperate Chomp ready, which I use on Onyxia. And then I have these Cornered Snipes that I can get on Ophidiator. Looking at the seconds here, I thought about Soul Missiling Flarevern or Magmarinus. Like, which one would I go for? I decided to go for Flarevern because I had the seconds to do another Soul Mark from Sheena, so I could Cornered Snipe his Magmarinus. And now I still have fodder at the back for a Soul Missile. Thinking about who I want to go for, Terror Dragon has Poison Massacre, Pumpkin has Massacre, Bane Dragon has the double Poison Eater. So I'm going to lose some monsters to poison here. I decided to go for Pumpkin. It might have been better to go for Terror Dragon because he has the Detox Blast, and now he's got this Scorpiogeist with Cybernane ready to take out the Shiny Torrentide. With his double Poison Eater, this is actually looking quite scary. I might lose the Darangias here, but he could definitely kill my Eonrax. I would just go for the Massacre, right? No, he goes for the double Poison Eater, kills Sheena and Eonrax. Unsure why he did that instead of the Massacre. I guess he didn't want to eat the Death Revenge with Scorpiogeist. His Asmodia comes in. She's not awakened, so she can't get the turn instantly, but she still gets a turn pretty quick. I use the double counter slash because with the attack boost, it does enough to kill. And then that Yin Yang is going to kill his Moku. So came kind of down to the wire there. He had a pretty strong poison endgame, but I have some poison immune monsters. And Apollonus, of course, with the huge buff since she's the last in line, is going to be enough to clean it up. So that is going to do it for this Link Earth video. Hope you guys enjoyed this team. I sure had a lot of fun with it. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more videos soon, and I will see you all in the next one.